If you're from a working class background and you move up into an upper middle class or higher work environment, not every other working class person is going to have your back. And I hate to say it because in some cases you'll find great camaraderie, but in others you'll run into the crabs in a bucket phenomenon. I'm Dr. Anna Schmidt. I'm an industrial organizational psychologist, and I research the unwritten rules of work for the working class, neurodivergence, and intersections of race and gender. And in my first study, I interviewed white men who had moved up from low income to higher incomes through employment. And while a lot of them talk about the culture clash of being around the upper middle class, that it's a completely different culture, and that's what I talk about mostly on here. A few of them did bring up the code switching that you have to do when you go back to your original class and how there can be built resentment with family, especially siblings and former friends. And one of them called this crabology, that when you reach in a bucket to pull out a crab, the other crabs reach up and try to pull it back down. And that is how some of them felt around people who had also experienced social class mobility, or especially who hadn't, that when they'd come home, they'd try to get them involved in some stuff that might get them in some trouble legally, or that there would be bitterness that they moved up and others didn't. And it's a sad phenomenon that certainly not everyone does, but especially with the bootstrapping American dream idea that it's all individualism, regardless of environmental barriers or access, there can be a lot of, oh, you think you're better than me. I think this is especially salient among women who even might move up together. But one of my another research participant who is a white woman said there's one room at the table of 10, one seat at the table of 10 for women, and we will kill each other to get that seat. So I always encourage my clients, find camaraderie, but build trust first. Because another unwritten rule of work is boundaries with coworkers, and I'm writing that chapter right now. Link to my mailing list about the book is in my bio.